When other people's words start sounding like your own thoughts. Someone criticizes you once, and you move on. But what happens when you hear the same criticism again and again? Eventually, those words can become part of the way you talk to yourself. This episode explores how outside criticism can become an inner voice, and how to separate someone else's opinion from who you actually are. You're listening to Emotional Intelligence Developer. Have you ever noticed that sometimes the harshest things you say about yourself sound strangely familiar? Maybe someone once told you that you're not attractive enough. You're not smart enough. You're too quiet. You're difficult. You'll never succeed. Maybe it happened at school, at work, in a relationship, or online. At first, you knew it was just somebody being cruel. But after hearing it enough times, something changed. You started wondering, what if they're right? And eventually, you stopped needing them to say it. You started saying it to yourself. Let's talk about that. 1. Words can stay with you longer than the person who said them. Someone can make one comment about you and completely forget about it. You might remember it for years. That's one of the strange things about emotional pain. The person who caused it can move on, but you can keep carrying it. Maybe you were called stupid when you were younger. Now you're afraid to speak in meetings. Maybe someone constantly criticized your appearance. Now you avoid photographs. Maybe an ex told you nobody else would want you. Now you question every relationship. The original comment might be gone, but the effect can remain. 2. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself. Here's something you can try today. The next time you catch yourself thinking something harsh about yourself, stop. Don't immediately argue with it. Just ask, where did I learn to speak to myself this way? Maybe you think, I'm useless. Where did that come from? Maybe you think, nobody is going to like me. Who taught you that? Maybe you think, I'm going to fail. Is that actually based on what's happening now? Or is it an old fear repeating itself? You don't have to believe every thought simply because it appears in your head. 3. Separate facts from insults. This is important. Imagine someone tells you, you're terrible at presentations. That's not necessarily a fact. Maybe you gave one bad presentation. That's different. The fact might be, I struggled with that presentation. The insult is, I'm terrible at everything. Those are not the same thing. Try changing the language. Instead of, I'm stupid, say, I don't understand this yet. Instead of, I'm terrible at relationships, say, that relationship didn't work, and I need to understand why. Instead of, I'll never succeed, say, I'm struggling right now, but my current situation isn't my entire future. You're not lying to yourself. You're becoming more accurate. 4. Don't turn somebody else's insecurity into your identity. Sometimes people criticize you because they're genuinely trying to help. Sometimes they're projecting. Sometimes they're angry. Sometimes they're insecure. Sometimes they're simply cruel. You don't always know which one you're dealing with. That's why you need to evaluate the criticism rather than automatically absorb it. Ask yourself, is there evidence for this? Would I accept this person's opinion about everything else? Is there something useful I can learn? And if there isn't, you don't have to carry it. 5. You can change the voice in your head. This doesn't mean pretending everything is wonderful. It means becoming fairer to yourself. When you make a mistake, instead of, I'm such an idiot, try, I messed that up. What can I learn? When someone rejects you, instead of, nobody wants me, try, that person didn't choose me. That hurts, but it doesn't define my value. When someone criticizes you, instead of immediately thinking, there's something wrong with me, ask, is there something I need to improve, or am I simply being attacked? That difference matters. 6. And if the criticism keeps coming, you might need to change your environment. Sometimes the problem isn't that you're too sensitive. Sometimes you're surrounded by people who constantly make you feel small. A friend who repeatedly humiliates you. A partner who constantly puts you down. A coworker who makes you feel incompetent. People online who repeatedly target you. You can't always control what people say, but you can control how much access they have to you. Mute them. Block them. Create distance. Set boundaries. And if the behavior is serious or persistent, get support rather than trying to manage it completely alone. 7. A final thought. Think about the things you've been saying to yourself lately. Then ask yourself one question. Did I choose this belief about myself, or did somebody give it to me? Because there's a difference. You don't have to spend the rest of your life repeating something someone said to you years ago. You can question it. You can challenge it. You can replace it with something more accurate. And you can decide that someone else's opinion doesn't get to become your identity. Don't let someone else's voice become the voice you use against yourself.